Om Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, we will do the Achaman, Kantimala Dharanam, and after that Guru Maharaj will chant Brahma Samhita, among with we all will follow, and Guru Maharaj will give some lectures, and then the initiation ceremony will begin. So Achaman, please take some water, wash your hand. Prabhu, you can demonstrate. Okay. So Mahamantra Prabhu will show you. Take the water, how Mahamantra Prabhu taking it. No. Wash right hand. So now with the right hand. Okay. And take water and drink it. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Once more. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Once more. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Wash your hand. Om Govindaya Namaha. Sprinkle on your head some water. Om Sri Vishnave Namaha. Fold your hand. Say Om Apavitra Pavitrava Sharvavastham Gato Viva Jasmarit Pundari Kaksha Shavarhya Abhantaraha Shuchihi Namo Shuchi Namo Shuchi Namo Shuchi Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Shada Pashvanti Shurayaha Diviva Chakshuratatam Tad Viprashaha Viparanava Jagrivamsa Shamindhate Sri Vishnu Paramam Padam Om Namaste Vishnu Namaste Vishnu Namaste Vishnu. By Hari Prabhu, if you can give the neck beat of him. And yeah, Shandini Mata.
And you can find Sri Brahma Samhita. And I'll begin. So you can, if you have a copy or at some point you find it, we'll just proceed and then you can join us. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Pakara Sadma Sukha Pabriksha Laksha Vratesa Surabhirabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Pudusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Konvantam Aravinda Dalayataksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alo the Chandrakada Sadvana Malya Vankshi Ratnangadam Pranayakini Kilavilasam Shamam Tribangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sud Ujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaita Machutamadadi Manantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Manasomuni Pungavanam Sopyasti Advapadasinya Vichincha Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Savrachayatang Jagadanda Kotim Yachakshirasti Jagadanda Chayayadantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Bhava Bhavatadiyomana Justataiva Samprapya Rupa Mahimasha Nayana Boshaha Suktairiyameva Nigama Pratataistavanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chenmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tabirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivisatya Kilatma Bhoto Govindamadi Purusham Namaham Bhajam Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaksa Deva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintukana Sarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtushakalani Amena Tishtan Nanavataramakarobhu Vaneshu Kinto Krishnak Swayam Samabhavak Paramak Pamanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotish Vashesha Vasavrati Vibhoti Pinnam Tad Brahma Nishkalamanantamashesha Bhotam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Maya Hiyasya Jagadanda Shatani Sute Trigunya Tadvishaya Veda Vitayamana Sattvabalambi Parasatvam Vishuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasamatyamanakso Praninam Paliparam Smarutama Leelayatenu Bhuvanani Jagatya Jasram Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Goloka Namni Nitya Tale Chatasya Devi Maheshu Haridama Suteshu Teshu Te Te Prabhavan Jashvihitasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Shrishti Stiti Pralaya Sadhana Shaktireka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Ichchanarupam Apiyasya Tatesa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Kshiram Yatadadhi Vikara Vishesha Yogat Sanjayate Nahitatak Prisnagati Hetoho Yaksham Bhutam Apitata Samupaiti Karyad Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Deepanarshya Eva Hidasham Tanam Abhyupetya Deepayateva Vrita Heta Samana Dharma Yastadrig Eva Hitya Vishnu Taya Vibhati Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yatkara Narna Bhajale Bhajatisma Yoga Nidramananta Jagadanda Sarama Kopaha Adara Shakti Vavalamya Param Smamuratim Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasyaikanishvichitakalamatavalamphya Jivanti loma vidaja jagadandanataha Vishnur mahansi yasya kalabhishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajamin Bhasvanyatangshma sakaleshu nujesha tejaha Sviyam kiyad prakadiyad taridadvadatra Brahmaya esha jagadanda vidhana karta Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yat pada pallava yugam vinidhaya kumbha Dvandve pranama samaye saganadi rajaha Vinghan vinhantam adayasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Agnir mehi garudur ambarudashascha Karastamasat sitrayatrayani Yasmad bhavanti vivavanti vishanti yangcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yakshaksharisha savita sakala grahanam Raja samastra muramurti rajesha tejaha Yasyagya pramiti sambrita kada chakro Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dharmo tapapanichaya shrutayasta pangsi Brahmadikita padagadvadayascha jivaha Yadatrama Vikaprakataprabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yastwindra gopamatavendra mahosra karma Bandhadaropamatamnatunoti Garmadi nirdahita kintucha bhakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yam krodha kama sahaja pranayadi bhiti Vatsalya mohar gora gaurava sevya bhavai Sanchintya sattva shadrashim tadam aparete Govindamadi purusham tamaham Shriya kanta kanta parama purusha kalpa toravo Drama bhumis chintamani ganamayi toyam amritam Kata ganam natyam ganamam api vangshi priyasaki Chidanandam jyoti param apita asvajam apicha Sadyakrat sharabi shravati sarabi byasya sumahan Nimesha yakyo vavrajati nahi yatrapi samaya Bhaje shveta dvipam tamaham iha golokam ityam Vidantaste shantashati viralachara katipaye Ishara parama krishna Sachinananda vigraha Anadir adir govinda Sarvakarana karanam. So when magic happens, we're going to see something else on the screen besides the Brahma Samhita. Because today is Ram Nomi, I'd like to speak something about the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. In a moment. Here's a detail about the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. Ramachandra does not appear in the same Kali Yuga, nor in the previous Dwapara Yuga, but in Treta Yuga. But he appears in the same day of Brahma, but not in the same cycle of the 4 yugas. He appears in the 24th yuga cycle of Vaivasvata Manu, and Krishna appears full screen. Krishna appears in the 28th yuga cycle during Vaivasvata Manu. So there's a big gap of time between the appearance of Lord Ramachandra and the appearance of Krishna. Now this is a photograph of the temple opening at Krishna Balaram Mandir on Ram Navami Day 1975, 50 years ago. So there was already the 50th year celebration here. Yes? Yes? Yes. For Radha Madan Mohan. And Krishna Balaram, deity installation took place a little bit later, but on Ram Navami Day. So this is a special day for honoring Ram Navami. And you recognize this photograph. This is the deity that Modi had arranged for an installation in Ayodhya. Very nice features of the deity, and of course nicely decorated, and I'm sure very nicely worshipped on a daily basis. So the appearance of Lord Ramachandra long, long ago has the following understanding. Now, in the bottom right corner, I don't know if it's going to work. There shows, you see the little horn? This is one of the verses from Sri Brahma Samhita that we already chanted. Let's see what happens, if it works. So, recitation of the sloka. Nanavataram akaro ganeshu kinto Krishna swayam samabhavak paramak pumanyo Govindamadi purusham amaham bhajami. In colored letters, kala, niyamena, is a characteristic of the forms of the Lord. He has direct forms, and he has the kala forms, and many, 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 many different expansions come. They begin Ramadi, beginning with Lord Ramachandra. Murtushu kala niyamena tishtan. Here's the translation. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna, and the different avatars in the world, in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc., as his kala, his subjective portions. You recognize this nice painting, the Das avatars with Krishna in the center, and the other forms of the Lord painted in images around him. And there's Ramachandra, one of the incarnations of Krishna, as one of the subjective portions. And this is a nice, maybe you've seen this. This is a nice chart or a poster. And it's also illustrating another one of the verses from Brahma Samhita. Down at the bottom, that's Devi Dham. And then a little bit above Devi Dham, there's Mahesh Dham, the abode of Mahesh. And then above Mahesh Dham is Hari Dham, and the topmost planet in the realm of Hari Dham, or the Vaikuntha realm, is Ayodhya. And then above that, Hari Dham is Goloka Dham. Here's a close-up. If you look at the very bottom, that's Ayodhya. And Ayodhya is at the very top of Hari Dham, or in comparison to the other Vaikuntha planets, there's something very, very special about Ayodhya. And it likens itself to some degree to Golokadam, and that is the personal feature, the rasas that exist in Ayodhya Dham. For example, in Vaikuntha, does Lord Narayan have a mother and father? Lord Narayan has no mother and father. Does Lord Narayan have any brothers? Lord Narayan has no brothers, etc. There are aspects, and in terms of rasa, that exist in Ayodhya that do not exist in Vaikuntha. But it's still in the Vaikuntha realm, not yet in the fullness of the Goloka realm, which is the upmost portion. And you see the nice figure that's depicting these verses of Brahma Samhita. To find out more about the advent of Lord Ramachandra, a very nice place to go is Ramayana. And the painting here is showing Hayagriva giving to Lord Brahma the original Ramayana. It's a big Ramayana, 1 billion verses. And he, Lord Brahma, passed it on to Narada, 1 billion verses. And Narada, at the very, very beginning of Valmiki Ramayana, Narada gives a summary from 1 billion to 74 verses in the very, very beginning of Valmiki Ramayana. And here's a nice painting depicting Narada visiting the ashram of Valmiki. By Valmiki's side is Bharadraj Muni, his assistant or his servant. And in that recitation, it's just the summary of the pastime portion of Ramayana is presented. Another nice painting. On the far left, that's Narada speaking. In the center bottom, that's Valmiki offering his respects to Narada. And upper right, that's Narada taking off and going to his next place for giving Krishna consciousness to others. Then, this is the beginning of Valmiki Ramayana, and Valmiki then meditated for 1 muhurta, the message that he just heard from Narada Muni. And after that meditation on what he just heard, he went to the river Sarayu to take his morning bath and do his morning duties. And when he was reaching the Sarayu, he saw something that was very disturbing. He saw a hunter, who's pictured on the left here, and he shot an arrow in a krancha bird or a crane and killed him. And when this happened, excuse me, this is River Tamasa. River Tamasa, not Sarayu. And this is another painting depicting the same. So there's the hunter taking the arrow out of the body of the crane. And there's Valmiki seeing this terrible incident. And when he saw the terrible incident, he did something that was very out of character. He became angry and he cursed the hunter. And the curse goes like this. This is, of course, not the Sanskrit, but you'll find this in the very beginning part of Ramayana. Oh, hunter, because you have killed the male bird and separated it from its companion when they were approaching the peak of their passion, you will be condemned for all ages to come. May you never find peace of mind for endless years. No, Valmiki never spoke any words like this before. So he was surprised. And it was an expression of grief. And Bharadraj Muni, his disciple and assistant, said nothing, because he understood there's some transcendental purpose behind all of this. And so he didn't make any remark. And this verse is said to be the Mangalacharana verse of the entire Valmiki Ramayana. Mangala means auspicious, and Charana. So it's the verse that's it's invoking auspiciousness, just as we were before chanting Sri Brahma Samhita, to invoke auspiciousness for the occasion of this yajna. So, the very, very beginning, the essence of the whole Ramayana is this. It's an inspiration rising from grief. So after he spoke these words, he was surprised at himself. He came back to his ashram, sat down, and as he was contemplating what just happened and the words that he spoke, this nice B.G. Sharma painting shows Lord Brahma descended, and Lord Brahma spoke. You see in the background, there's the painter, the hunter, with the krancha bird. So, Lord Brahma said to Valmiki, I know you're very perplexed by the words that you spoke, but let me offer you this following explanation. It was I who inspired Saraswati for you to speak these words through your mouth. She inspired you to speak those words. So don't feel bad. It was Saraswati inspired. And he went on, this verse is the essence of the entire Ramayana. And I'm going to reveal to you not just the 74 verses that you heard from Narada, but the 1 billion verses of the entire Mula Ramayana. So he's the third recipient of the whole thing. And then he went on to say, the incidents pertaining to the sagacious Ram, together with Lakshman, Sita, Bharata, and the Rakshasas, their deeds, their thoughts, which are unknown or known to everybody, and even not known to you, will be revealed to you by my grace. Just directly quoting Valmiki Ramayana, which means he knew everybody's thoughts, everybody's feelings, everybody's everything. It was all revealed to him by the grace of Lord Brahma, so that he could then begin his composition of Ramayana. And that's what Ramayana is. So in this Ramayana, it's 24,000 verses in Anushtup meter, each with 8 syllables. He composed Ramayana. Now, let us remember, Ramayana is eternal. Ramayana is eternal, as the Vedas are eternal. They were spoken at a certain time and they were written at a certain time. Ramayana is as eternal, it's co-eternal with the Vedas. It's as Vedic as the Vedas. But the writing of it was more recent than eternal. Here's a nice photograph showing the birthplace of Lord Ramachandra along the bank of this is now the Sarayu. And here's another photograph of the same, more contemporary photograph of the scene along the banks of the river where Ramachandra was born in the city of Ayodhya. So the events described in Valmiki Ramayana go like this. There's Dasarath, who is contemplating his duty as a king because he's in a long line of kings and goes back long, long, long time from the beginning of when Ikshvaku came to this earthly realm and established the solar dynasty on earth. Dasarath is in that line, and there was always a son, because that's the Vedic system. The eldest son becomes the next king, and there was no son. And he had a number of wives. He ruled for 60,000 years and no children. How many wives did he have? As many as there are days of the year, plus 3. He had a lot of wives, but no sons. And Dasarath was really bewildered. Why is this? What to do? What to do? So the members of the royal court, they were clearly understanding his melancholy mood, his sorrow mood, and there was some recommendation made by Vishishta, that he would perform an Ashvamedha Yajna. He became inspired like that. And so to perform the Ashvamedha Yajna, Sumantra, I couldn't find a better picture to a Sumantra. He is the chariot driver as Ramachandra is leaving Ayodhya, the one with the red turban on and guiding the horses. That's Sumantra. And Sumantra said to the king, excellent idea, long, long ago, Sanat Kumar of the four Kumaras revealed the following circumstance. The following circumstance was how the king, Dasarath, would perform an Ashvamedha Yajna. There's many, many, many other details in this whole narration by Sumantra, including how Rishishringa was identified and Rishishringa was brought to perform the Yajna. Long, long narration. And Rishishringa agreed. He became the husband of Dasarath's daughter. Dasarath had a daughter. No son, but one daughter. And the one daughter was given for care or adoption by a dear friend of his, another king. The other king's name was Romapada. And the Romapada wanted a daughter, so Dasarath agreed, yes, you can adopt my daughter and take care of her, as if she's your own daughter. Rishishringa married the nice girl, and so Dasarath made a visit to the other king's palace, and it received very nicely, and he described the purpose of his coming. He would like Rishishringa to come to his kingdom and perform an Ashvamedha Yajna. So it was agreed. So Rishishringa came. This is all about the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. Rishishringa came to the kingdom of Dasarath, and it took a whole year for this procedure, that procedure, the other procedure, for the challenge horse, the horse to travel through all kingdoms and so forth and so on. At the end of a year, Rishishringa granted 3 boons to Dasarath. This is before the sons were born. 1, you'll have a successful execution of this sacrifice. Next, you'll have 4 sons of immeasurable prowess. And at the end of your life, you'll attain heaven. Now, this is in keeping with the mood of Ramayana, because that's the destination of those who live the proper life, a dharmic life. They attain heaven. There's other perspectives on what was Dasarath's destination. So the Ashvamedha Yajna was prepared, and then finally, at the end of the Ashvamedha Yajna, a Putra Kameshti Yajna. And while all this was going on, there was a problem in the universe. And the problem in the universe was Ravana. Ravana was a big bully. He was a terrorist. He was terrorizing not only the earthly realm, but in the heavenly realm. And he, Ravana, defeated Indra and took over the position of the king of heaven. And so Indra and the other demigods went to Lord Vishnu and prayed to Lord Vishnu, help! This Ravana has to be checked, and only you can do it, so please make some arrangement. And Lord Vishnu agreed, and he said, to assist me in dealing with the big armies of Ravana, each of you produce children in species other than the benediction that Ravana had received from Lord Brahma, that I will not be killed by this person, that person, the other person. So in other species than human species, you produce children that will have powers and abilities and strength thus like yours, and they can assist me in my dealing with Ravana. So here's Lord Vishnu speaking to the demigods. Nice little painting. So now back to the yajna that's going on in the kingdom of Dasarath. 1 whole year passed, all the rituals were prepared, and the final day of both the yajnas, the Putra Kameshta yajna, lo and behold, from the fire, this figure arose holding a bowl of sweet rice, payasam. And the sweet rice was given to Dasarath with the indication that he should distribute it amongst his queens. Of course, he had a lot of queens, but the 3 principal queens. So that's the painting. There's the Rishishringa and Vishishta and the king and so forth and so on. And the 3 queens behind. Again, this is the advent of Lord Ramachandra. And so the king did the needful. He gave half to his eldest and dearest queen, Kaushalya, leaving another half. And of the other half, half went to Sumitra, and that left another quarter, and 1/8 of the entire went to Kaikeyi. Then he was deciding what to do with the remainder, and the remainder went to Sumitra. So as a result, Sumitra had twins. And Kaushalya first gave birth to Ram, and next Sumitra gave birth to Lakshmana. So there's a nice painting depicting Ram as the darkish colored child, eldest born, and then the twins at the far right, and then Lakshmana. And there's the yajna being performed in the lower portion of the painting. So that's a little summation. Because of time, we're going to make it short. How Lord Ramachandra appeared, and of course there's many other details in the whole of Ramayana, but we're honoring the appearance day of Lord Ramachandra today. And on this auspicious day, another auspicious event, disciplic succession, and I'm going to move swiftly into that part of our morning program. Many of you have been participants in initiation ceremonies in the past. And just say a few things and then we'll proceed. So, and initiation marks 2 things: submission unto disciplic succession, unto Krishna, and it also marks Krishna's acceptance of the initiate. So there's 2 things: submission and acceptance. In a formal way, the submission, using Prabhupada's language, the formal submission is through the current link, the link in the chain of disciplic succession. The submission goes there, but the submission doesn't go there. The submission goes to Krishna because the submission is unto Krishna. And then the acceptance, on behalf of Krishna, the current link accepts, but the acceptance is by Krishna. So it's a formalizing a relationship with Krishna. Now, all living entities have a relationship with Krishna. Unfortunately, most living entities in the material world have forgotten that relationship with Krishna, and there's a problem. Problem after problem after problem, and lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of difficulties. And the opportunity to reverse that difficulty or restore the forgotten relationship is through the medium, at least in one of the steps, through the medium of formal initiation, which means formalizing the connection with Krishna. That's what initiation is. So that's what's about to happen. Now, the devotees who are going to be initiated for some period of time, years, have been engaged in devotional service to Krishna, and following the indication of those that are guiding them in their activities of devotional service, and so gradually preparing themselves to come to the stage of initiation where the formal submission and formal acceptance occurs. And it's a nice event, and it's a nice responsibility for those who are initiated to then carry on and represent disciplic succession properly. Easier said than done, but that's the responsibility. So in this procedure of initiation, for those of you that have not participated before, there's some vows that are taken before the deities and so forth. All the Vaishnavas and the spiritual master. Vows are taken to continue with the process of bhakti. And then a name is given. The names that are given at the time of initiation are to help that person remember Krishna. So something das or something dasi. I am the servant of Krishna, and Krishna is my object of worship, my object of devotion, and that's my life for the rest of my life. So that's the indication of the name giving. And it's a standard procedure according to Shastra, in Vaishnava practices. So we're going to do that part now. You get first. Now, Bayahari, would you like to say some words? Go ahead and go pay your obeisances to Prabhupada and to the deities. This is something that I like to do, that someone that knows the individual will share with us something about the individual who's being initiated.
Hare Krishna. So I've known Ravi Prabhu for a little over 10 years now. He started coming to our Bhakti Vriksha, and been with him for what I would say an interesting journey. So I was sharing that Ravi Prabhu in a way represents the Tatte Nukampam Sumikshumanu verse of Lord Brahma, that he has faced a lot of personal challenges, professional challenges, in a relatively young life. But one thing that did not change was his faith in the process. So I've seen other people who, when they, especially in the earlier stages of the devotional life, if they come across adversities, they tend to lose faith. And he essentially kept it on two different tracks. He handled all the challenges he had, and he kept growing on his spiritual life. So he has a strong faith in Guru Maharaj. He has strong faith in Srila Prabhupada. Very interested in the reading of the scriptures. I know at one point I was giving different classes, and Ravi Prabhu would show up for all the classes without fail, very nicely taking notes. So I'm happy to be with him in this journey. And I was actually just reflecting, Maharaj, that on Ram Navami Day, we actually approached you for initiation 26 years ago. So, Indulekha and I were sharing that. So thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.
Krishna.
I think Adi Govind has been a close friend with Ravi Prabhu. If you can say a few words.
Quickly.
Hare Krishna. So, dear Ravi Prabhu, as you sit in front of Guru Maharaj on this momentous occasion, receiving your Harinam initiation, our heart swells with happiness and admiration for you. Your unwavering enthusiasm and steadfast determination to serve and grow in your spiritual journey despite facing a number of challenges, is a shining testament on your unshakable faith. We always have this tug of war of who praises whom the most, and he usually wins because he's so good with Shastra. But I guess I win today because I have the mic. Over the years, I've had the privilege of witnessing his rapid growth, his struggles, and also the triumphs. I remember the time when you had just joined Bayari Prabhu and Indulekha Mataji's Namahatta, and quickly you took on many services, and on that year's Janmashtami, you played the role of Krishna in one of the many dramas.
That's enough.
All the best, Ravi Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
You can share with him later.
Sure.
Okay, so vows. Standard vows. And for the rest of your life, you'll continue chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on your beads. How much? 16 minimum. And the 4 rules that you'll follow?
No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex.
Okay, and as you've been doing, you'll continue for the rest of your life making your best effort to follow Prabhupada's teachings. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, just checking before the deities. Okay, your initiated name is Ram Katha Das. Having something to do with Ramayana. So Mataji, similarly, you go pay obeisances, not just Prabhupada, and then Madan Mohan, then come. And you're going to speak something? Who's going to speak something?
Nandakumar Prabhu.
Huh?
Nandakumar Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mukam karoti bhachalam, pangam langayate grim, yat kripatam ham vande, Sri Guru Dina Dharanam, Paramananda Madhavam, Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So I've known Preeti Mataji for almost 20 years now. They moved here, they were actually our neighbors. And right from the beginning, her husband Tarun Prabhu, he was actually in Bloomington, right? So that's where they started their bhakti. They came here and they have been consistently coming to temples, serving in various capacities. They're very open-minded, always willing to learn. So over years, I feel that they're like a good family friend. And then as gradually they're progressing, I'm very happy actually that they have to come to the point that they are willing to accept this formal responsibility of taking initiation. Like Maharaj, you were saying, initiation is actually a 2-step process that you're formally accepting. So in some ways, it's the beginning of another chapter of your life that actually you start. And Srila Prabhupada has given this whole system where we can gradually make the progress on this path and at the same time be associated with all the Vaishnavas who are available in Prabhupada Society. So I wish her well. And I hope for a continued association with the family and just all devotees in general. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
That's a long time to know some family. Okay, 20 years. 20 years. Steady. This is a piece of cake for her. Okay, the vows. For the rest of your life, you'll continue chanting how many rounds a day minimum? 16. The rules that you'll follow? She's nervous. Keep going. You finished? Let's just go back to the beginning. The 4 rules. 1. Okay. Okay. And as you've been doing, you continue for the rest of your life, making your best effort to follow Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Initiated name is Prema Madhurya Dasi. Both names require no explanation of their meaning. So now we'll proceed with the yajna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll have a Diksha Homam, as known the Mangalacharan Homam. So Mahamantra Prabhu is here to help me. So Prabhu will offer the ghee, not now. First we will invite to the Varundev Bishakshan. Om Shri Varunaha Iha Gacha Tishtha Iha Shannidehi Iha Sannirudhasya Iha Sanmukha Bhava Mamarchana Grihanaha Om Sivarunaya Namaha Om Sarvantah Jamine Devam Sarvavedamidam Tatatmasthaya Pramasuddhanam Shuddhashanam Hetave Om Varunaha Vishakshanaya Pushpasanam Samarapayami Om Manasa Shorasha Upachara Upakalvitam Gandha Pushpam Samarapayami Om Sivarunaha Vishakshanaya Namaha. Deepam, Diya, lamp, yeah. Take this. Offer to the kalasha. Om Esha Dhupam Darshayami Om Sivarunaha Vishakshanaya Namaha Om Gandha Dwara Duradhasyam Netta Prishtim Karishim Ishwarim Sarvabhutanam Taya Pavare Shriyam Vanaspate Rasho Dibhya Gandhadya Gandhottamam Mayani Vidam Bhaktam Gandhoyam Patigiryatam Om Dhupam Darshayami Sivarunaha Vishakshanaya Namaha. Om Esha Ghritapativam Darshami Om Sivarunaha Vishakshanaya Namaha Om Chandrama Manasajjata Chakshushurya Jayataha Mukhadre Chayaganisha Pranaravayu Ajavayah Om Esha Ghritapativam Darshayami Sivarunaha Vishakshanaya Namaha. Om Sri Vaishnavaha Namagini Iha Gacha Tishtha Iha Shannidehi Iha Sannirudhasya Iha Sanmukha Bhava Mamarchana Grihanaha Om Sri Vaishnavaha Namagini Namaha. Om Esha Gandha Pushpa Samarapayami Om Sri Vaishnavaha Namagini Namaha. Om Esha Dhupam Darshayami Om Sri Vaishnavaha Namagini Namaha Om Vanaspati Rasho Dibhya Gandhadya Gandhuttamam Mayani Vidam Bhaktam Dhupayam Patigiryatam ओम धूपम दर्शयामि। ओम श्री वैष्णवाः नमाग्ने नमः। Prabhu and Mata, just can come a little more closer so then your Samhita can. Okay, Prabhu. ओम ईशः कर्पूरदीपं दर्शयामि। ओम श्री वैष्णवाः नमाग्ने नमः। ओम शप्रकाशं महातेज सर्वत्रं स्थिमिरापः सर्वयभ्यन्तरं दीपं चतुर्दीपं दर्शयामि। श्री वैष्णवाः नमाग्ने नमः। Just touch the fire. Okay, so now we'll starting the mantras. I will go slowly, so then we all can repeat. Okay. Om Jnana
Om Ajnana
Timirandhasya
Timirandasya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Shalakaya
Chakshur
Militam
Militam
Jena
Tasmai Se
Tasmai Shri
Gurave Namaha
Gurave Namaha
Swaha.
Saha.
You have the Samhita. Swaha. Swaha. Edam Guruvedam Namamaha Shri Chaitanya
Shri Chaitanya
Manobhishtam
Manobhishtam
Sthapitam
Sthapitam
Jena Bhutale
Yena Bhutale
Swayam Rupa
Swayam Rupa
Tadamayam
Gadamayam
Dadatisha
Dadati Sva
Padantikam
Padantikam
Swaha.
Swaha
Swaha.
Swaha
Swaha.
Swaha
Edam Guruvedam Namamaha Bandeham
Bandeham
Shri Guru
Shri Guru
Shri Juta
Shri Yuta
Padakamalam
Padakamalam
Very less, huh? Very less. Shri Gurun
Shri Gurun
Vaishnavamsya
Vaishnavangsha
Shri Rupam
Shri Rupam
Shagrajatam
Sagrajatam
Sahagana
Sahagana
Raghunatha
Raghunatham
Nitam Tam
Tam
Shajivam
Sajivam
Sadvaitam
Sadvaitam
Savadhutam
Savadutam
Parijanam
Parijanam
Shahitam
Shahitam
Sri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya Devam
Devam
Sri Radha
Radha
Krishna Padan
Krishnapadan
Shahagana
Shahagana
Lalita
Lalita
Sri Vishakharnitangsya
Shakam Vihang
Swaha 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 Edam Guru Goraya Radha Krishna Sharushna Tatyabindam Namamaha Namayum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Ramapad Swami Iti Namine Swaha Swaha Swaha. One more time, Prabhu, 3 times. Edam Diksha Guruvedam Namamaha Namoyam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Pachatya Dashatarine Swaha 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 Edam Pratishtacharjaya Paramagurave Edam Namamaha Namayum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswate Iti Namine Sri Varsha Bhanavi Devi Daitvaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanam Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurja Urjala Premadhya Shirupanuga भक्तिदा श्री गौरा करुणाशक्ते विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनतारिणे श्रीरूपानुगा विरुद्धाप सिद्धंत धंतहारिणे स्वाहा 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 every time एदं परम गुरुवेदं नाममः नमो गौरा किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रसाम्भोदे पदाम्भोजायते नमः स्वाहा 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 इदं परत्परा गुरुवेदं नाममः नमो भक्ते विनोदाय सच्चिदानन्द नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुगा वरायते स्वाहा 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 इदं परमिष्टे गुरुवेदं नाममः ओम श्री गौरा आविर्भाव भूमिष्ठ निद्दिष्ट सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौमस्य श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः स्वाहा 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 एदं परमिष्टे गुरुवेदं नाममः वंशाकल्प तरुभस्य कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्य वैष्णवेभ्य नमो नमः स्वाहा 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 एदं सर्ववैष्णवतत्तेभ्यमिदं नाममः नमो महा वदन्नाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नमने गौरतिशे नमः स्वाहा 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 इदं गौराय इदं नाममः ओम शंकर्षणं कारणदशाये गर्भोदशाये च पयब्धिशाये जशंस शंस शकलाश नित्यं तम नित्यानंद रामं प्रपद्ये स्वाहा 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 एदं नित्यानंद रामाय एदं नाममः ओम पंचतत्मा आत्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपं स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताक्षं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं स्वाहा 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 एदं पंचतत्वा एदं नाममः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कंत राधाकंत नमस्तुते स्वाहा 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 एदं कृष्णा एदं नाममः ओम जयतं शूरतो पंगरमम मंद मतिर्गते मत्सर्वस्य पदं भोजो श्रीराधा मदनमोहनो स्वाहा 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 एदं सम्बन्धि देव राधा मदनमोहना एदं नाममः ओम दिव्यद्विन्दा रन्नोकल्प द्रुमाधो श्रीमद्गार्त्ना गारं सिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीला गोविंद दिव्य पिष्ठालीभिः शब्यमानो स्मरामि स्वाहा 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 एदं अभिदेवादिदेवः गोविन्दाय एदं नाममः ओम सिमनराश रसारंभे वंशीवाटा तटस्थितः कश्चन वेणुर शनर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तुना स्वाहा 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 इदं प्रयोजने अधिदेवः गोपीनाथाय इदं नामः ओम तप्त कंचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वेशभानु शुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये स्वाहा 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 Edam Radhika Vaidam Namamah. Now all together we will chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Om Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashwadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Edam Guru Garayara Sarvashmatatyabhyam Idam Namamah. Time to stand up, everyone. Purnahuti. You guys take only banana. Take out the sticker, please. So we'll chant. First Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya, all together. Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha, Jagad Hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Shahanaz Bhavato, Shahanaz Bhunakto, Shahabirjan Karabhavai, Tejasvinaya Vaditam Astomam Vedde Swabhai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaha Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashirishvate Swaha. Banana on the fire. Do this slowly. No. Kirtan, where is the Kirtan team? Kirtan, Pradakshina through the fire.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,